The Holly and the Ivy is a British film from 1952 and is one that I just kind of picked out of the blue. When compiling lists for Christmania, I just go with a combination of stuff I know and stuff that I would probably never see in any other context. This definitely falls into the latter. I am aware there's a Christmas song called The Holly and the Ivy, but I've never known about this movie until just recently. And now that I've seen it, I think it's a bit underrated personally. It was directed by George Moore O'Farrell. It was adapted from the West End play of the same name, which was produced in 1950, and it tells the story of the Gregory family. The patriarch is a pastor, and he is very faithful towards his parishioners. However, he is often very neglectful of his children. And over the course of them coming together for this particular holiday, some family stuff comes to the surface. Just by that premise alone, I'm sure you all have seen many movies similar to this. But I think what I enjoyed about it is the dialogue and just how sharp and how just good the acting is all around. It especially helps that they got several cast members from the original West End play to reprise their roles here, specifically the aunts. And also, in my research, this movie stars, in a small role, William Hartnell, the man who would be the first Doctor Who. And, well, that show's still going on today, so this is a bit of an artifact. As I mentioned, there are movies that have very similar premises to this one about dysfunctional families coming together for the family gathering that they don't want to go to. And then just over time, what the eggnog starts to flow, resentment starts to build, and it's kind of like a volcano, slowly over time, but then the explosion happens and it's devastating. But I don't know what it is, but this particular one around, this felt a bit more grounded, and maybe it's because it is based on a play that it does feel grounded. But unlike the family in, say, Violent Night, like the family here feels grounded. They have real problems, and even though they're kind of taking it out on each other, there is a degree of understanding there. It feels very, for lack of a better word, human. Another thing that really does help the movie is that it is pretty short. It doesn't even crack 90 minutes. It's an hour and 23 minutes long. So it is a very quick watch if you can find it. Unfortunately, I had a hard time finding this one. I had to use a certain online archive. If you know, you know. But if you can find it, I do give this one a very modest recommendation.